Hey everyone, thanks for joining us with Cole in the Community. We are so excited today to have Kyle Stagnaro here with us from Lindamood-Bell. And thank you for joining us, Kyle. We're so excited to meet you and chat with you and hear about all the great things that you guys are doing. So
Thanks,
um,
Wendy.
why don't you just introduce yourself and kind of tell everybody what it is that you do?
Sure. So I am the Executive Center Director of Lindamood-Bell in Houston, and I also oversee a satellite office in Southern California. And I essentially make instruction plans for our students. I present them to families to help them find the best solution for their students as well. And I also get to connect with professionals in the community like you, and also support our team of instructors who work with our students one-on-one.
Very awesome. And can you tell us about some of the services and programs that you offer?
Absolutely. So we have two main services that we offer. We do one-to-one intensive intervention in reading, comprehension, and math, as well as early language development. And we do that by closing gaps for students, by helping them connect the dots between the sensory input that you get from reading and the brain's ability to process that sensory input. So the letters, the sounds, and the language that go into reading, comprehension, and math. And we do have our own research that validates the strength of our instruction. There's also tons of independent research that supports not only students' ability to perform, but the increase in brain activity, both after finishing instruction and years after finishing instruction, that shows that students get to maintain the gains that they've made with us in that setting.
Yeah, I've been in your clinic over in the Houston area, and let me tell you, it is the most warming and welcoming environment. All those kids had smiles on their faces, and they were all actively engaged. And I got to hear them ring the bell for a celebration. And I mean, the assessments and the tools and the knowledge, and definitely the passion of the staff there is so transparent. So it's just neat
Thanks,
to hear
Wendy.
everything that you guys can do with that. So I know.
Yes, and I will say, I had a parent call me the other day, and he had his older son come to us. His younger son was planning instruction, and he said, "You still have the bell during COVID, right?" And I assured him, we're still cheering with our masks on. And I also wanted to mention our other main service that we offer, which is our fully accredited kindergarten through 12th grade school. And we can do that intensive instruction and individualized curriculum in a one-to-one or small group setting or both. And our sensory cognitive instruction, we see students with disabilities, without. We see students who are looking for an extra boost, and we work ages 4 through adult as well.
Very good. And I know that COVID's changed so much within the last year with the landscape and everything. So I'm so glad that you guys are still doing the bell at the bell. Um,
Yes.
but what are some things that y'all have in place now? What kind of looks different for y'all right now, just moving forward in 2021?
You know, it's funny, we didn't actually have to make too big of an adjustment for two reasons. One is we have been offering virtual instruction, still one-to-one, same team of teachers, same materials, since 2016. And so we got to do the beta testing and figure out how this was all going to work before we introduced it to students. It wasn't an emergency COVID measure. And we knew from that testing that it worked and the results were comparable to in-center instruction. But we actually just got data presented again to us from our R&D department last week that showed that the outcomes statistically are not, oh gosh, cut this out, Wendy. So we actually got research back from our R&D department last week that shows that there's no statistically significant difference between in-person and online instruction. And that's for our 2020, 2021 students as well.
Good. That's really good to hear. And, you know, it's y'all's data and resources, I've looked over it myself, and I'm always kind of skeptical when I look at data because I'm very data driven and stuff, and it's phenomenal to see the growth, especially in really addressing those gaps and stuff. And so I know that you guys see tremendous progress in your students, and it's very transparent with what you guys are doing. It's awesome. So
Yes, and we're grateful to be able to connect with the University of Alabama at Birmingham, Georgetown. We have tons of research departments that like to collaborate with us and provide the fMRI data that, we don't have an fMRI machine in the office. We can't do that ourselves. We can only show that pre and post testing data. So it's great to have that collaboration to be able to give those answers to parents, because you want something that works and you don't want to have to spend 3 years in a program or go summer after summer after summer. If you can close the gap and help that student really engage with the material when you see them next year at school.
that's really awesome. So what are some resources that you can give us, Kyle, just in with helping students across the board and these needs, and with families and parents and teachers? I know you guys are a plethora of resources in your center. What are some additional resources you can recommend out to us?
Sure. So, of course, like you mentioned, I'm always happy to talk to families, to talk to teachers about professional development, but we not infrequently see students who are coming to us from their pediatrician, from a diagnostician, or an educational psychologist who's done some outside testing. And we also see students who have actually gone to an optometrist and are looking at something like vision therapy or tracking issues. So connect with the people that you already have connections with. They have resources to connect you beyond that, especially if you're not sure what's going on, there's something that doesn't look quite right, you don't know what it is, or if you're suspecting a specific diagnosis or issue. Those are all great places to look.
Great. And we're going to be linking your website down below to this video, but what are some other ways families can get in touch for services or just questions in general?
Yeah, feel free to call the center. It's not a big center. It's not a random person who's waiting for you to talk to me. I always want to talk to families if they're interested in instruction or just have a question. And if y'all reach out to me and we don't provide what you're looking for, I want to make sure I give you a next step. There's a lot to navigate when you're not sure what's going on. So reach out to the center. I'm also happy to provide my personal work address, my email address as well, so y'all can get in touch with me that way.
Thank you so much, Kyle. And thank you for joining us. And I hope you guys check them out. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks, Wendy.